talked about the first 3 minutes of the third quarter, and I guess I didn't give them the right pep talk at halftime to come out and be ready to play that kind of basketball, I guess. So hard to simulate their kind of quickness and athleticism in practice, though. So
they've won 48 in a row for a reason. I mean, they showed it there at start.
yeah, he does a great job. The kids play hard. They do what they're supposed to do. So I just didn't have my guys ready to go.
Your three-point shooting was pretty impressive, especially the second quarter. You consider that a big strength for you guys typically?
Well, I think we'll be able to shoot it better this year, I think, or I'd like to think so anyway. We've got several guys that can put it in a hole. We come in the mornings, and a couple kids put up 500-600 shots a couple times a week at 6:30 in the morning, so you can't really, I mean, some of those young kids are out there for a reason. They put a lot of time in, and they can shoot it and kind of make things happen. And just look at the scorebook there. The Cook kid was 16. That was a backbreaker. You can't let that happen. You can't just let the guy have free range to the basket and not put a body on him and get put back after put back after put back. I mean, you saw him out there on the wing. He was standing there not shooting the ball because he knows his limitations, and he runs in there and gets the put back, and then we foul him because that's what offensive rebounds are good for, is to give somebody a put back and then foul him, and you get the and one and gets the crowd fired up and gets you on your heels a little bit because you picked up a cheap foul. And we got to do a better job of stuff like that. We wanted to help off of him, that's no doubt about that, but we just got to do a better job of knowing where people are at and getting that first rebound. We talked about not letting them get offensive rebounds and extending offensive possessions, and we kind of hope we do that at the other end. But the Kraus kid, the two Shirky boys are just so athletic and so quick. You can't simulate that in practice. You wish you could, or if you could, then you'd have more guys out there on the floor too. But all in all, I thought the guys played hard. They got down a couple times, could have folded up the tents, came back, took the lead. Put Arweva in a position they haven't been in probably since, I don't know, maybe Boyer Valley got them down a couple times last year, but, Newell Fonda was about the last person to have them down, or, they got them down in the second half, and you got the lead, you can do things a little different. And
Does that first half play out about as well as you would have hoped for with a low-scoring game the way it took place?
Oh, I don't know. We didn't really necessarily want it to be low scoring. I mean, we think we could score with them. Their defense is just pretty good. They close off penetration lanes. They help. They hedge. They recover. They do all the stuff you're supposed to do defensively. The stuff you talk about, you'd like for your kids to do. And point just came pretty hard. And I thought we settled for the three a lot. It just so happens it was falling. I mean, if you look at our stats, we got a couple of kids in the 40s, and we can shoot them, that's for sure. But the reason we got them in foul trouble is we were going to the hole, and they got to play some defense and hold their ground, and they'd blow the whistle a little bit. And I thought in the third quarter we kind of got on our heels and probably should have called timeout a couple possessions sooner, but I did kind of want to see what we were made of too. So
Talk about that run there in the second quarter there a little bit more, and able to come back and get the lead going into halftime. What did you feel was going well during that stretch?
I just thought we were kind of aggressive on the offensive end. They had to substitute in a little bit for foul trouble too, so they had some different personnel in there. And the Kraus kid had 2 fouls. He knew he couldn't really do much. He had to get himself to the third quarter or the second half. And we talked about trying to get him, going at him in the third quarter so he'd pick up another foul. And then that we didn't have 3 fouls to play with in the fourth quarter, which is what happened. But like I said, we got to be ready. Guthrie Center comes to town tomorrow. There's no time to hang your heads. And you got to like our intensity. And kids on the bench were fired up and kept the fans in it. And I thought we held our composure for the most part. It's kind of hard to communicate in games like that, and it's good for your character to kind of see what you're made out of. And I guess at this point in the season, you got a couple of days off. You're coming up after a few more games, but you're gonna have a couple of days off and back off and regroup a little bit and see what you need to work on. And
Like you said, very tough team to defend and play man to man. You did well at times. What were you trying to get there out of the diamond and one, or the whatever it was that you went to there?
Show them something different.
Just a little different look.
I thought maybe we might be able to find Cook a little bit better on the backside of it. Shirky really wasn't just tearing us up, but what did he end up with, 14, something like that? I mean,
Yeah, they were pretty balanced, weren't they?
13, 14, something like that. He comes in averaging 19. I mean, Shirky's going to score. He's going to get his points. He's just so good. I mean, he's either going to get a score or he's going to end up with a lot of assists.
Yeah.
So
Hurt you on the backdoor cuts there a little bit too.
yeah, he can change direction pretty quick. So we just got to practice hard. I didn't have him ready to go. I guess we got to be a little bit more fired up from the start. You can't play from behind to these guys, that's for sure. So
I thought Drew Buckholt was pretty fired up there in the third quarter. Really, I don't use the phrase much gamer, but he certainly looked like he belonged out there.
Yeah, he kind of thrives on that sort of environment. He likes to get a little fired up, get mixed up with everybody, and he doesn't maybe look like the best basketball player in the world, but you look up and pretty soon he hits a three right in your face, and then he takes you off the dribble, and he defends pretty well, and he can handle the ball, he can dribble it too, so he can do a lot of things for us. We use him in a lot of different ways, so he's a pretty heady ball player.